Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tiana, and in today's video I am discussing 10 things that will finish off your home, or let's just say that will elevate your home. I know you're thinking construction, we're gonna need contractors. None of that. There are 10 easy things that will definitely elevate your space. If this type of content resonates with you, please consider subscribing to the channel. Remember to share the video, leave me a comment, tell me which one of these things you did not think about. Okay, let's get right into the video. One of the first things that made my home feel more put together is the scent. Yes, I said it, the scent. And I'm serious about scent. I smell everything. My stomach is sensitive, and if something is off, I notice it right away. So I started being intentional about the way my home smells. I use earwig machines with the watermelon and berry scent, and it's so refreshing for open spaces. For my bedroom, I wanted something more softer and more grounded, so I went with white sage and mahogany. I actually realized this after visiting a client's home. Yes, I do home decor consultations now, and her house smelled so peaceful and fresh. I left there like, let me go dig up my Airwick machines and go scent shopping. I also use my sentiments diffuser and room sprays from Bath and Body Works. Linen and lavender is my favorite, especially after I cook. Now, let's talk about that. Food scent travels. If no one has ever told you, you've heard it here first. Food scent travels. If you're frying fish or cooking with heavy seasonings or food that just have a heavy scent when cooked, it will stick to your curtains, your furniture, even your bedding. I don't fry foods in my home. Period. I don't care what it is, especially fish. And if I do cook something that has a strong scent, I light a candle or spray the room down right after. It's not about masking the scent, it's about keeping your area, your home, fresh, calm, and clean at all times. Your mattress might be worn out and you don't even realize it. Sometimes we get so used to the bad sleep or a sagging bed that we forget what real comfort feels like. Okay, so while I was in here tidying up my daughter's room, I realized this girl has officially outgrown her old mattress. It was time. I upgraded her to this coolness mattress from Sweet Night, and I'm honestly impressed. Like, I kind of want to switch mine out too.
Feel the breeze, soft and tight, cooling down through the night.
Sweet Night is today's sponsor, and this mattress that they sent over is top tier. It's made with this cooling gel foam layer that actually feels cool to the touch. I thought that was just marketing talk, but no, you literally touch it and it's cool. I even compared it to the old one, and the difference was wild. What's nice is that the top layer is super breathable, so she's not overheating at night, especially now that the weather is warming up. Sweet Night says it sleeps up to 8 degrees cooler than traditional foam, and honestly, I believe it. They sent over this little breathing challenge too. It came with these 2 sponge samples. This heart-shaped one represents the gel full foam, and the other is just a regular one. So you cover your mouth and breathe through both. And the difference is, oh my God, I could not believe. I could literally feel the airflow with the Sweet Night one. The regular one had been like, ma'am, really? This is the one. The coolness also has this 5-zone support thing going on. It's basically designed to support different parts of your body: head, back, hips, legs, yeah, all of that. So for kids who toss and turn like mine, it helps keep them aligned and comfy. My toddler loves jumping on beds and she loves her sister's room. So this mattress is perfect. No bounce transfer. So if they're flopping around in the night, the mattress doesn't move like crazy. I literally had to test that out. We are doing a room upgrade for my preteen, and this mattress is the perfect addition. I love that it's supportive, cooling, and super breathable, and she's been sleeping great. If you're looking for a good upgrade for your kid or even yourself, check out Sweet Night's Cool Nest. I've got it linked down below. Everything will be in the description box. Thanks again to Sweet Night for sponsoring today's video. One of the most grounding changes I made in my home was shifting to a neutral color palette. Whites, beiges, soft linen tones, and a touch of black for balance. In my first home, I had a lot of more color, deeper tones, bold accent walls, colorful accessories, and to be honest, it was harder to maintain. Every new piece I brought in had to match or coordinate, and if it didn't, the space started to feel chaotic. Harsh colors on the walls or loud furniture might feel fun at first, but over time, it can become visually overwhelming. It's harder to feel calm in a space where your eye doesn't know where to rest. I'm even picky in my linens. That's the thing with the neutrals. They create breathing room, they make it easier to mix textures, bring in seasonal pieces, and even shift your decor style without starting from scratch. When you stick to a soft, natural palette, your space flows better, not just visually, but emotionally. It's not about removing personality, it's about creating a peaceful base where everything feels intentional. Even my dining table settings follow this rule. My napkins are always linen and neutral base, and if I want to bring in color, I'll do it with the accent pieces depending on the season. So the depth and variation still show up, but the base stays calm. That's the balance that makes your home feel put together without doing too much. If you have kids, then you already know how quickly toys can take over the entire house. What helped me feel more at peace in my space was creating one specific area for their things, not the living room, not the hallway, definitely not the kitchen, just one area. For my daughter, I gave her a little corner that's styled but still functional. Her toys are stored in soft bins, easy to reach, easy to put away. It doesn't have to be the full playroom. It could be a shelf, a basket, or a small cabinet. But when toys have a home, it's easier to keep the space feeling calm and put together. This also teaches them too to clean up after themselves, that their things are a part of the home, but they don't have to be everywhere. Another thing that instantly made my home feel more put together was hidden storage. I love anything that lets me store things out of sight but still feels intentional. In my toddler's closet, I use baskets, tuck them right in her built-ins. They hold seasonal clothes, random bits, wipes, her diapers for nighttime, and no one sees the mess. Or let's just say these things. I do the same thing in my own closet. Baskets at the top, I have smaller ones, sometimes for my accessories or for smaller pieces of clothing. And I do this in my preteen's room as well. She has a lot of bracelets and she collects trinkets and stuff like that. So I always try to tuck away these things. It's a simple system that keeps everything looking clean, even when it's not perfect. Around the house, I use little jars and containers that double as decor. You'd never know what's inside, but they're actually very functional. These pieces hide the clutter, but they still fit the vibe, and that's what I love: form and function. When decorating your walls, less is more. Instead of cluttering the space with dozens of small frames, opt for one or two large statement pieces to anchor the room and add visual interest without overwhelming it. One thing I've learned, you don't need a photo frame on every single wall to make your home feel personal. In fact, too many small frames can make a space feel cluttered and chaotic. Instead, go for large wall art that makes a statement. For example, these 4 black frames I picked up from Hobby Lobby, I grouped them together to create an intentional modern accent wall. And the best part, if I ever get tired of them, I can swap them out easily. I also have frame pieces in the hallway and my bathroom that are bold but simple. They give the space personality without making it feel busy. Remember, wall art should elevate your space, not compete for attention. And we oftentimes make that mistake. We want to have pictures from our kids came out of the womb until they graduated college. Just get an album. Be selective, be intentional, and your walls will speak volumes. Let's talk about closets because clutter loves to hide there, and I'm guilty. One of the easiest upgrades you can make is switching to matching hangers and repeating your baskets. Not only does it look more cohesive, but it actually makes your closet look more functional. Matching baskets help you group like items, hide visual clutter, and maximize every inch of shelf space. I personally love reusing the same basket style across different rooms just to keep it cohesive and visually consistent. And if you haven't seen my closet organization video yet, go ahead and check that out. I shared tons of tips in that video about how to maximize space and reduce clutter. And if you want to take it a step further, you can even color coordinate your wardrobe. It's not necessary, but it adds that polished boutique feel every time you open your closet doors. As you can see, my eyes caught that green sweater and I'm like, nope, you don't belong there. And we're gonna blame hubby right now because I'm sure he's the one that did that. But yeah, that's when you color coordinate your closet. You can see the things that you have. And I love using different pieces of furniture in my closet because I have the space just to ground my items that I don't need every day. And I'm Jamaican, so yes, I have yard clothes and I have going out clothes. If you didn't know it, now you know, replacing bulky furniture with lighter pieces. Now listen, years ago I bought this beautiful chase chair that I absolutely love. But now it just doesn't work for my space. It feels heavy and visually throws the room off. I am redoing my bedroom as well. I'm still trying to figure out where to place it. Maybe the basement when it's completed, but that's the reality of design. Some pieces just don't fit the vibe anymore. In smaller spaces, bulky furniture can make the room feel crammed, unbalanced, and weighed down. I love my bedroom set years ago, but now I like it, and it's time for an upgrade. Instead, opt for pieces with slim legs, open bases, or even modular styles that allow for better flow. And while we're at it, overstyling. Let's talk about overstyling. Don't overstyle your space. I know it's tempting to keep adding and layering things, especially when you love decor like I do. But there is such a thing as too much. Sometimes we try to fill every space, every wall, every corner, and instead of feeling curated, it ends up feeling chaotic. Your space needs room to breathe. I used to think more meant better, but now I've learned that restraint is actually luxury. Edit your decor. Ask yourself, does this piece add to the vibe or just add to the clutter? A well put together home doesn't feel busy, it feels balanced. So give your home a moment of pause and let the pieces you really love stand out. And finally, tip number 10 is to use lighting to set the tone, especially at night. When the sun goes down, I like to switch off the overheads and turn on softer, low lights throughout the house. A small lamp in the corner, a candle on the counter, it instantly shifts the mood. It tells your mind we're winding down now, time to slow the pace, breathe, maybe journal, or just be still. It makes a difference in how your space feels, not visually, but emotionally. It helps me transition from doing to being. So those are the 10 little shifts that made my home feel more put together. Not big makeovers, just small intentional choices that brought more peace, comfort, and ease into my space. Let me know which one of these you're already doing or which one you're about to try. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.
Bye. You look like Tiana.